Alright, so this setup's been evolving for a while. I've been swapping gear, testing different layouts, cleaning things up, and after all that, I think I've finally landed on something that actually feels complete. This is pretty much my ultimate gaming laptop setup, and everything here just works the way I want it to. Let's start with the obvious. This entire setup is powered by a laptop, but not just any laptop. This is the new 2025 ROG Strix G16. ASUS sent this out for me to check out, and I've been using it daily for the last couple of weeks. There's no sponsorship or anything, just been testing it out, and honestly, I've been really impressed. It's running the Ryzen 9 9955HX paired with the RTX 5070 Ti laptop GPU. There is 16 cores on the CPU, 12 GB of VRAM on the GPU, and a max TGP of 140 watts, so this thing is pushing serious power. I've been testing a bunch of games on this thing, and the performance has been super solid across the board. In Valorant, I was getting over 600 FPS on high settings at 1440p, and pair that with a 240Hz screen, it just feels insanely smooth. There's no stuttering, no input delay, so it's exactly what you want in a competitive shooter. Then I played Marvel Rivals, which is a bit more demanding, and it stayed around 120 to 140 FPS on the high preset. The fans do kick up a lot, which is typical for a gaming laptop, but temps stayed under control, and I didn't notice any performance dips even while in the middle of fighting. Starfield was the real test though. On high settings, I was floating between 100 and 120 FPS depending on the area. Honestly, pretty impressive for a laptop GPU, and it still looked great with dynamic shadows and lighting on. I'll overlay some gameplay clips here of some games so you can see how it runs, but overall this setup holds up way better than I expected for a single laptop build. The screen by far is one of my favorite parts. You're looking at a 16-inch 2560 by 1600 display with a 240Hz refresh rate, 100% DCI EP3 color coverage, and Dolby Vision. It's Pantone validated, it's bright at 500 nits, and it's honestly better than a lot of external monitors I've tested. So I didn't even bother adding another screen. This one's pretty much good enough for both gaming and editing. I've got it sitting on a simple laptop stand I grabbed from Amazon, and that's what really brings the whole setup together. Lifting the laptop off the desk clears up space, helps with cooling, and just makes the setup feel way cleaner. And it makes it so much easier on my back when I don't have to be scrunched over. All of the cables are routed behind the stand with some Velcro straps, so from the front, it's just super clean and minimal. Of course, I would much rather have a no cable look, but it still looks good regardless. Right below that, I've got the Attack Shark X68 HE keyboard. It's a wired 65% board with magnetic Hall spec switches and an 8000 Hz polling rate, which is kind of crazy to see at this price. And it's not just marketing either, it actually feels fast and really smooth to type on. The layout is compact but still really usable. You get arrow keys, delete, page up and down, which a lot of smaller boards usually leave out. So it keeps that kind of smaller size without losing the basic stuff you kind of need for daily use. The switches are super light and consistent. You can definitely feel that fast magnetic response, and they're not super tactile or anything, but there's no scratch or weird wobble. Stabilizers come pre-lubed and feel decent, though the spacebar has a little rattle if you're picky. Build quality is plastic with an aluminum plate inside, so it's pretty light but still feels planted. The keycaps are PBT with a nice texture, clean font, and no shine out of the box. Definitely better than some of those cheap ABS caps you usually see in this price range. The software is actually really clean and easy to use, which I wasn't expecting, and overall this board just looks super clean. There's no extra branding or weird designs, and for the price, I think it punches way above its weight. The mouse I'm using is the Aria 2 Pro, and I've been using this for quite a while now. I didn't try the original version, but I did hear good things, and this one lives up to it. It has an egg-shaped design, which I usually don't go for, but it actually felt great in hand, especially with bigger hands like mine. It's super lightweight at 53 grams, and the coating is grippy enough that I didn't even bother with the included grip tape. Clicks feel light and crisp, side buttons are easy to hit, and the scroll wheel is smooth with no issues. Build quality is solid too with no flex or creaks, it just feels clean. It supports 8000 Hz polling, but I didn't really use it much. It's a nice to have, but I'd honestly just go for the regular version unless you're super dialed into that kind of thing. Software is solid, it lets you tweak performance settings and remap buttons easily, and overall it's a really great mouse, but if you want the best value, the non-pro is probably the better buy. Mousepad is the Snowstone edition from High Ground. It's got this clean topographic style design on a soft white background, which pairs really well with the rest of the setup. I wanted something minimal but not plain, and this one kind of hits that balance. Tracking has always felt solid, never felt any kind of inconsistencies while gaming, and I do like the glide as well. For audio, I'm using the Logitech G635. I do use it wired, and it still has held up really well. Sound quality is solid with good surround for gaming, and it's been reliable from everything from gaming to editing voiceovers. The ear cups are comfortable even after long sessions, and the mic flips up to mute, which is super convenient. convenient. It's not the most modern headset out there, but it just works, and that's why I just keep on using it. I've also got it sitting on a little 3D printed mount screwed under the desk, so it stays out of the way when I'm not using it. The desk is just a basic IKEA Linman tabletop. It's nothing fancy, but it's wide enough to fit everything without feeling cramped. And it's actually held up surprisingly well over time, which is not something I was really expecting. The chair is just a generic office chair I picked up a while back. It's nothing premium or ergonomic or anything, but it gets the job done. Eventually, I'll probably upgrade, but for now, it's comfortable enough for editing and gaming sessions. Power-wise, the laptop runs off a 280 watt charger, and I've got it plugged right into the wall. All the other stuff is connected via a small USB hub that's mounted under the desk. One of the things I focused on was keeping the desk surface as open as possible. You know, I've had setups in the past with tons of gear all over the place, but for this one, I wanted to keep it clean with just the essentials. Even though the Strix G16 is a powerful gaming laptop, it doesn't feel out of place in a minimal setup like this. It's not overly flashy, it's well built, and it blends in nicely when you want a more low-key aesthetic. That said, the RGB underneath still gives you a bit of personality if you want it. I left it on a static color just to keep things chill. And just from a usability standpoint, this setup makes it ridiculously easy to go from gaming to editing to whatever else I need to do. I don't have to think about switching devices or logging into a different machine. It's all just right here. So now I can finally just sit down, get straight to work or jump into a game and not have to mess with cables or troubleshoot anything. And really, that's what I wanted from this setup.